Glad to have you back. And now we'll take a look at stories that make headline during the week. Tracking the Week is up next.
This is Tracking the Week. Chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, says 5,147 drug offenders have been successfully prosecuted and convicted in the past 2.5 years. Marwa made the revelation on Monday at a media briefing to announce the flag-off of a week-long activity to commemorate the 2023 World Drug Day, which will help mobilize resources, align policies, and inspire organizations to work in a particular direction to effectively tackle the challenges of illicit substances in the society. Marwa, who was represented by the secretary of the agency, Shedrack Haruna, said over 11,000 other cases are still pending in court, while 23,725 drug users have been counseled and rehabilitated through many interventions. According to the NDLEA boss, this year's theme, People First, Stop Stigma and Discrimination, Strengthen Prevention, is targeted towards reorientation of the public as they must rid themselves of any bias against those who are drug dependent to be able to support, expedite, and make permanent their recovery. The agency also charged citizens to desist from this stigmatization as it discourages drug users from seeking treatment, making recovery and reintegration difficult for drug-dependent users who submit themselves to treatment. Country Representative of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, Oliver Stolpe, commended the agency for the successes recorded so far in the fight against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in the country. He, however, said there is need to further improve the availability of treatment capacity for drug users. Still on Monday, a non-governmental organization, Kimpact Development Initiatives KDI, called on the federal government to establish special courts of law to handle electoral offenders in order to bring sanity in the electoral process in the country. Executive Director of KDI, Bukola Idowu, made the call at the public presentation of the post-2023 election evaluation and learning report on election security management and voter education in Abuja on Monday. He noted that the data gathered from September 2022 to January 2023 signify increase in electoral violence by 102%, which proves that the peace accord signed by political parties were not fully followed. The senior governing advisor of Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, Chris Okeke, who also spoke at the event, asked stakeholders to always engage in the process of developing Nigeria and also strengthen the democratic process in the country. And now on Tuesday, Vice President Kashim Shettima has decorated the newly appointed Acting Inspector General of Police, IG Kayode Egbetokun, with his new rank. Shettima performed the decoration on Tuesday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday appointed new service chiefs and acting IG. The decoration was witnessed by Egbetokun's wife, Elizabeth, outgoing IG Usman Akali Baba, Femi Gbajabiamila, Chief of Staff to the President, and George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. The newly appointed National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State also witnessed the event. Speaking with State House correspondents after the ceremony, Akali said it was a significant event for the Nigerian police. It is a stage you come, you work, and you go. I am happy I am handing over to somebody I know that will carry the mantle of leadership from where I have stopped. We grew in the job. We grew up together. I was his boss. He worked under me twice. We have been working together. I know he can go ahead to champion the cause of the Nigeria police from where I stopped, Akali said. On his part, Egbetokun said he was enthusiastic and ready to handle the new task with dedication. Now, I have just been decorated and looking forward to taking over tomorrow at 11 a.m. I really cannot describe how I feel presently, but if I have to say anything, I will tell you that right now, I feel like a tiger inside of me, ready to chase away all the criminals in Nigeria. Still on Tuesday, Nigerians continued to salute the mode of selection of the new service chief by President Bola Tinubu. A cross-section of residents in Abuja declared that the president has won the hearts of most Nigerians with his decisions in the recent times. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday night reeled out names of the new service chiefs, which cut across all geographical zones in the country. To some Nigerians, the selection of the service chiefs has not only complied with the quota system, but those selected had distinguished themselves in their chosen fields. With this new development, speakers renewed their hope of good governance in the administration of Tinubu, noting that the country is on its path to greatness. They, however, enjoined the new service chiefs to see the appointment as a call of service, stressing that they should hit the ground running by not only supporting the vision of the president but make life meaningful for all Nigerians. With the appointment of the security chiefs, it is hoped that the spate of insecurity in the country will be reduced to the barest minimum for rapid socio-economic development in Nigeria. And now on Wednesday, Nigeria and the United Kingdom met to re-strategize for a more cordial relationship. British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, made the disclosure while fielding questions from State House correspondents at the presidential villa in Abuja on Wednesday. He said Nigeria and the UK has come a long way and are resolute in moving forward with their bilateral relations. Montgomery said his country and Nigeria have many areas of shared interest, including a good history of development cooperation, some excellent trade and investment arrangements, and also have some good cooperation on security and defense, which the meeting sought to concretize. The diplomat also revealed that the meeting focused on home affairs and justice, as well as people-to-people links in the areas of education, health, and how both countries can improve their relationships in the future. On the issue of visa restriction against some visitors to the UK, the envoy said some of the restrictions was to control the number of people entering the UK. He said the UK government granted 3 million new visas, of which 325,000 of those visas were between Nigeria and the UK, making Nigeria constituting over 10% of the people coming to London and the UK. Still on Wednesday, the Inspector General of Police, Sunday Egbetokun, declared his commitment to the cause of justice, security and the rule of law in the interest of all Nigerians. Egbetokun, who assumed office as the acting Inspector General of Police on Wednesday at the force headquarters, thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his appointment. Egbetokun, who was accompanied by his predecessor Usman Akali Baba, thanked President Tinubu for his appointment, noting that he has come not as an individual but leader of a dedicated team with a shared vision to safeguard the lives of all Nigerians. The acting Inspector General of Police, however, promised to build a police force that represents the aspiration of the people, noting that Nigeria as a country is at a critical junction following myriad of challenges facing its corporate existence. In his farewell speech, the immediate past Inspector General of Police Usman Akali Baba said he led a team that made notable impact on internal security, adding that he has trained officers with impeccable characters meant for national development. Akali Baba expressed appreciation to officers and men for their loyalty, just as he urged them to support the new police bars for safety of lives and property in the country. The new police chief and his predecessor appealed to all Nigerians to support the police in the fight against criminal and other social vices. And now on Thursday, the Ogun State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) says it has secured the conviction of 33 persons within the last 5 months for drug-related matters, while 94 cases remain in court. NDLEA Ogun State Commander Ibiba Odili made this known at a press briefing as part of activities to mark year 2023 United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. The World Drug Day is a global event commemorated on June 26 every year to strengthen actions and cooperation in achieving the goals of a world free of drug abuse and other related problems. In Ogun State, authorities of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says the war against drug users is recording modest successes as the command seized 29.8 grams of cocaine, 7.65 liters of codeine amongst others. Speaking on ways to win the war, the commander says NDLEA embarks on advocacy visits to strategic locations across the state. She notes that drug abuse can be prevented, drug use disorders can be treated and overcome. The theme for 2023 International Day Against Drug Abuse is People First, Stop Stigma and Discrimination, Strengthen Prevention. Still on Thursday, a witness presented by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar at the ongoing Presidential Tribunal, Hitler Nwala, a digital forensic, on Thursday informed the court sitting in Abuja that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) deliberately deleted election results from the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System (BVAS) machine after the February 25 elections. The witness, Hitler Nwala, a digital forensic analyst, told the court that he conducted a forensic analysis of the BVAS machines used in the conduct of the election and found no results in those machines. Atiku, who was the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the last election, in his petition alongside the party is challenging the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential poll. While being led in evidence by the lead counsel for PDP, Chief Chris Uche, Nwala produced a forensic analysis report of 110 BVAS machines, which he examined alongside 6 annexures and a certificate of compliance with the Evidence Act. Nwala, however, admitted not to have either been in Abuja nor interviewed some presiding officers who participated in the election. Chief Uche SAN tendered a forensic analysis report with the 6 annexure and the certificate of compliance as evidence in their case. The presiding judge, Justice Haruna Samani, admitted the documents as exhibits despite objections by the respondents. Justice Samani, after admitting the document, adjourned proceedings till Friday, June 23, 2023. And now, on Friday, the immediate past Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, says he's leaving the army better than he met it. Speaking at the handing and taking over ceremony held on Friday in Abuja, the army chief said the insurgency was at its peak when he assumed office in 2021. But he and his team was able to reduce the sect's impact to the barest minimum. He urged officers of the Nigerian army to support the incoming army chief in the bid to achieve his goals. The new chief of army staff, Taoreed Lagbaja, who took over from his predecessor, promised to run an army that will be driven by discipline and professionalism. General Lagbaja, who appreciated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for finding him worthy of his appointment, however, pledged never to let him down. In attendance were senior military officers and heads of various departments within the army. Lagbaja is the 23rd Chief of Army Staff. And finally, on track in the week, the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC) in Abuja on Friday admitted in evidence a transcript in aid of admission into Chicago State University made by Southwest College in the name of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was identified as a female gender. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and his party tendered the document along with other documents to prove the allegations in their joint petition challenging Tinubu's declaration as the winner of the February 25 presidential election. Other documents tendered and in evidence by the petitioners and admitted as exhibits by the court are a certified true copy of a certificate supposedly issued to Tinubu by the Chicago State University, a certificate of service by the National Youth Services Corps (NYSC), issued in the name of Tinubu Bola Adekunle, party membership card and certificate of service from Mobile Oil Nigeria PLC. The petitioner, while he urged the court to nullify Tinubu's election, tendered a notarized judgment of the USA Court for criminal forfeiture of assets of Tinubu, as well as a printout of the Guinea passport belonging to Tinubu. Not only that, a certificate of compliance, a witness statement on oath, along with other documents to prove the allegations contained in their petition challenging the declaration of Tinubu as the winner of the February 25 presidential election. The lead counsel to the petitioner's chief, Chris Uche, SAN, while leading the 27th witness of the petitioners, Mike Enahara Eba, subpoenaed to come and testify in court, tendered the documents through the witness, who is an Abuja-based human rights activist and public interest lawyer. In a surprise move, counsel to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu vehemently objected against the admission of his Chicago State University degree as exhibit by the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja. He also kicked against tendering an admission as exhibit his Republic of Guinea international passport in aid of the petition instituted against him by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, and his party. And that's it on Tracking the Week.